So this answer is over. One more question I will dictate, very, very important. Coincidentally, in the exam, the questions were based on importer. So now I am going to give you a question which is based on exporter and late, either cancellation or late extension, whatever is that. So please write down one question coming on the screen. You have already written important. This question is yet to be asked in any of the ICI study material or RTP or exam, waiting for being asked. On 1st January, the bank enters into a forward purchase contract. The bank enters into a forward purchase contract with an export customer, underline export customer, for USD 10,000, due on 1st March, at an exchange rate of INR 62.6000, at an exchange rate of INR 62.6000, and covers its position in the market at INR 62.6500, and covers its position in the market at INR Indian rupee 62.6500. The customer defaults to execute the contract on the due date. The customer defaults to execute the contract on the due date. On 16th March, the bank cancels the contract unilaterally. The bank cancels the contract unilaterally. Unilaterally means on its own, because he did not turn up in 15 days. Right? Next line. The following were the exchange rates prevalent. The following were the exchange rates prevalent. Now this is a question which has one more new thing. Customer did not turn up only for 15 days. Then at the end of the 16th day or 15th day, you can say end of the day, the bank cancelled his contract on its own. The following were the exchange rates prevalent. The following were the exchange rates prevalent. Draw 3 columns like the one it is appearing on the screen. On 1st March, interbank TT rates, USD 1 equal to INR 62.7500/7600. 1 month forward rate INR 62.9500, 9600. Then next is merchant TT rates. USD 1 equal to INR 62.6700, 9,000. Then on 16th March, first you draw a line here. So these are the rates in black ink on the screen is the rate on 1st March, original due date. And on 16th March, the last date up to which we can wait for the customer. On 16th March, interbank TT rates USD 1 equal to INR 62.700 and merchant TT rates USD 1 equal to INR 62.6400 oblique 7800. Interest on outlay of fund is 12% per annum. Interest on outlay of fund is 12% per annum. Calculate the charges payable by the customer on cancellation. Calculate the charges payable by the customer on cancellation. Full stop. Now we will first read the question again, because right now you are busy writing. On 1st January, so now understand, very important question because it has not been asked in any of the institute's publications. On 1st January, the bank enters into a forward purchase contract. Previous two problem was bank had entered into a forward sale contract. Now it's a purchase contract with an export customer for USD 10,000 due on 1st March. And the original forward rate agreed is Indian rupees 62.6000. So this is the rate at which bank will buy from the customer, and it covers its position in the market at 62.6500. So the logic is the bank will purchase from the customer at this rate, lower rate, sell in the intermarket at a little higher rate. The difference multiplied by 10,000 would have become the profit of the bank if things would have moved smoothly, but the customer did not turn up only on 1st of March. Customer defaults. Bank waits. It did not come. So now what the bank will do? On 16th March, the bank cancel the contracts. So different rates are given. On 1st March, interbank rates are given because the bank will have to honor this contract which it had entered into with the interbank. So interbank rates are applicable when there is a transaction between bank and bank. Merchant TT rates are applicable when the transaction is with customer. So it's like a retail rate. So automatically what they have done in this question, if you see carefully, they have adjusted the margin. For example, it is interbank buying rate minus some margin, they got in merchant TT rate which is lower. So buying rate applicable to customer is lower than interbank buying rate, and selling rate applicable to the customer is more than the interbank selling rate. Can you see that? Wonderfully drafted. Same thing on 16th March. The buying rate from customer is lower than the interbank buying rate because margin was deducted, and the ask rate applicable to the customer is more than the interbank ask rate because some margin must have been added here. So we don't have to add margin. The margins have already been inbuilt. Interbank rate you will take when it is B2B, bank to bank, B2B. Okay, and merchant rate you will take when it is B2C, bank to customer, B2B, B2C. Okay, don't write in the exam B2B, B2C, they will not understand. This is for you. You will write bank to bank, bank to customer, merchant rent, bank to customer. And then interest rate is given, total charges. In this problem, there is no extension. There is no delivery. It is pure cancellation due to customer not turning up till the 16th of March. To make your understanding better, we will write the summary of transaction in bracket from bank's point of view. From bank's point of view, and this is a problem relating to an exporter. Date with customer and with interbank. Date with customer with interbank. Date, write down 1st January. 1st January with customer, the contract is forward purchase $10,000. Forward purchase $10,000 at the rate of 62.6000 due on 1st March. Due on 1st March. Forward purchase $10,000 at 62.6000 due on 1st March, given in the first paragraph, with interbank forward sale $10,000 at rupees 62.5000 due on 1st March. Due on 1st March. Due on 1st March. But then the customer did not turn up on 1st March. On 1st March, customer defaults. So here there is no transaction with the customer. But then I have committed to sell $10,000 to the bank. How do I fulfill my commitment? I will buy from the spot market and sell to the interbank as per the agreement. Okay. This bank will have to buy spot and sell under forward contract. So if this bank wants to buy, what interbank will want to do? Interbank would want to sell. This bank would buy spot dollar so that it can sell $10,000 under the forward contract. So this rate will be applicable. And then immediately it will enter into 1 month forward contract also, because the customer has not yet come. FEDI rules ask you to wait for 15 days. So the nearest 1 month forward contract they will enter. So bank will enter into a forward contract to sell. Interbank will apply buying rate. Spot sell, forward buy. Spot sell, forward buy. 2 extra transaction this bank will have to enter into. Okay. Spot sell and forward buy. So write down spot purchase. Spot purchase at the rate of rupees 62.7600. So here we will apply ask rate. So it will purchase $10,000, and then this $10,000 which it has purchased will be used to satisfy contract number B, where you have an obligation to deliver $10,000. So deliver under contract B. Deliver under contract B. Deliver under contract B means you will sell $10,000 at 62.500. If you want to write the rate, at the rate of 62.5000. And the customer's contract is still not over. We are required to wait for 15 days. Again the bank will enter into a forward sale contract with interbank at rupees 62.9500. So this is your 1 month forward bid rate, interbank bid rate, 1 month forward interbank bid rate. right? So first you note down whatever you want, and I need to explain two things. The difference between point C and point E, C and E will be swap, spot buy, forward sale. Spot buy, forward sale is swap, and any difference is gain or loss. Gain will not be paid to customer, loss will be recovered from customer. And the difference between C and D is going to help you to calculate the interest, because spot purchase means outflow of rupees and sell under forward contract means inflow of rupees. So the difference results into some net cash flow, and if it is outflow, the bank is going to charge 12% interest. If it is inflow, interest will not be paid to the customer, right? So that is what I wanted to explain. For your understanding, if you are interested in writing here, difference between C and E is swap difference, and difference between, because after 1 year when you will open the notebook, then you will have lot of doubts. Difference between C and D is inflow and outflow for calculating interest. For calculating interest. That also write down. Those who want to write, it is only for you, not for the examiner. And then on 20th June, the customer defaults. So we'll cancel the rate, cancel the contract. He is an export customer. What exporter do? First they sell original contract, and then they buy opposite contract. So when they buy, ask rate is applicable. So this contract will be cancelled at spot ask rate on 20th June. The contract will be cancelled at spot ask rate on 20th June. So I'll just go to the question and check for spot ask rate. Spot ask rate, we have two rates, interbank rate, merchant rate. So which rate I will apply? With customer? With customer, merchant rate will be applied. So the answer will be 62.7800. 62.7800 merchant ask rate. Whereas in these two cases, C and E, we had applied interbank rates. So interbank column, interbank rate, customer column, merchant rate. And now what they will do? Buy spot, because they have entered into a forward contract to sell. They have entered into a forward contract to sell. So in order to make this sale, they will buy spot. Buy spot, ask rate is applicable. Interbank ask rate is applicable. Just let me check for you whether interbank ask rate is 7100. Yes. So this is the rate at which they will purchase dollar, so that they can honor their forward sale contract, and after buying dollar, they will deliver under E. Deliver under E. So with the interbank also their contracts gets over. With the interbank also their contract gets over. All contracts are closed. All outstanding positions have been closed. So now what I'll do? I will calculate 1. cancellation charges which will be based on these two rates, swap charges which is based on C and E, interest charges based on C and D, and then take the total. In this question, no new rate needs to be found out. So please write point 1, cancellation rate. The forward purchase contract shall be cancelled at spot merchant TT sale, shall be cancelled at spot merchant TT sale for dollar, spot merchant TT sale for dollar prevailing on the date of cancellation, as follows. So here our answer will be step number, particulars and amount. Step number 1, bank purchase dollar under original contract. You will see the first point with customer. Only look at the customer column. With customer, the bank had agreed to purchase dollar at 62.6000. In order to cancel the contract, it sells dollar under cancellation contract at 62.7800. Look at from exporter. Exporter had agreed to sell at 62.600 or 000, but then to cancel he had to acquire dollar at a higher rate, 62.7800. So loss for the exporter, because the exporter will be able to buy dollar at a higher rate than the rate at which he had sold. So how much is the cancellation charges payable by the customer per dollar? Cancellation charges payable by the customer per dollar, 0.1800, difference 0.1800, and therefore below the table, or you can write point number 4, particular column, total cancellation charges payable. Total cancellation charges payable, in bracket calculation 10,000 into 0.18. 10,000 into 0.18, 1800 rupees. Rupees 1800. So this is cancellation charges. Point number 2, write down swap loss. Point number 2, swap loss. On 1st March, the bank does a swap purchase of dollar. The bank does a swap purchase of dollar at 62.7600 and forward sale for March rupees 62.9500 and forward sale for March rupees 62.9500. So next line, write down step number, particulars, amount. Step number, particulars, amount. Step number 1, bank buys at 62.7600. You have to refer point number C and E in the summary chart. C and E, and then bank sales at 62.9500. this is swap transaction because two extra transaction bank had to enter into, buy and sell. Now good news for the customer, the selling rate is more than buying rate. So there is a swap gain. Swap gain 0.1900. Now very important, you write here, very important. What is important here? It's a gain. We are not going to share this gain with the customer. He is a defaulter. So note, there is no swap loss. There is no swap loss. Swap gain will not be paid to the customer. Swap gain will not be paid to the customer. Swap gain will not be paid to the customer. So this swap gain is, or swap loss is 0. Now let us check the interest. Third point, write down interest on outlay of funds. Interest on outlay of funds. Under that, write on 1st March, the bank purchases. On 1st March, the bank purchases at rupees 62.7600. The bank purchases at rupees 62.7600 spot. The bank purchases at rupees 62.7600 spot and sales at rupees 62.6500 under forward contract. Bank purchases at rupees 62.7600. This you will see in point number C. And sales under forward contract, because it has an obligation to deliver $10,000 under forward contract. So this you have written in point number D in your summary. Point D, 62.6500 under forward contract. And this figure is also appearing in point B also. Point B, under which the bank has to deliver $10,000 to the interbank at 62.6500. So now you please write down step number, particulars, amount. First point, same thing, bank buys at. So bank buys dollar from the market at this rate, 62.7600. This is outflow. In the summary, this must be appearing as a point number C. And then bank sales at. Sales means inflow. Inflow. Right. So outflow is more than inflow. So outflow per dollar is 0.1100. Outflow per dollar 0.1100. The total number of dollars in the contract is 10,000. So please write outflow for dollar 10,000. Outflow for dollar 10,000. 10,000 into 0.1100. So that is rupees 1100. That is not the answer. 1100 rupees funds got blocked for 15 days. So therefore, interest on 1100. Interest on 1100 at the rate of 12% for 15 days. Interest on 1100 at 12% for 15 days. So do the calculation and do the rounding of 1100 into 12% into 15 divided by 365, 5.42. So we have rounded off 5. Right, rounded off. Otherwise somebody will start shouting for some 42 paise also. So we have calculated all the three charges. So the customer will be asked to pay total charges as per this table now. So last working note, write down total cost. Total cost. In case of late cancellation, the customer will have to incur the following cost. First, cancellation charges 1800 rupees, swap loss, note, read note, it's written 0. Okay. So this you be very careful. There is a swap gain in the given question, so you will write 0. Don't pass on the gain. Interest on outlay of fund. Step number 3. Interest on outlay of fund 5 rupees. Point 4. Total cost 1805. Total cost 1805. Total cost 1805. So this is the answer of this very important question which I had dictated. It was based on an exporter and it was a problem of late cancellation. And in this question we also got a situation where there is a swap gain. So in case of late delivery, late cancellation, late extension, no gain will be transferred to the customer.